Good evening, Wizards Nation. It's been a while. I gotta be consistent. Anyways, Bleacher Report just dropped an article basically stating, or them predicting, who's gonna be the best player from each team in the next 3 years. And wouldn't you know it, they picked a dude from our roster that I feel like a lot of Wizards fans are going to disagree with. Which I think is a good thing, because I feel like we got a plethora of not plethora. I feel like we have a number of options as to possibly who can be our best player within the next 3 years. And I feel like we're going to get more options next year in next year's draft if we get lucky, which I feel like we are. We got to be lucky. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. So let's just get straight to the freaking article, dude. Yeah. Is it a surprise? They chose Alex Sarr. Now, within their criteria, shit, I didn't read the criteria yet. Because I don't know if they're including this year's rookie class. Because in my opinion, and I feel like most of our opinions, I think it's Trey Johnson. Within the next 3 years, I think he's going to be our best player. Which also feel like constitutes as a, I don't want to say bold prediction, but like, because he hasn't played a minute yet in the NBA. But coming out of the draft, I feel like he has the highest ceiling out of all the dudes that Will Dawkins has drafted. And also just this overall hype, how he's been so far. Even if it's just Summer League, but also in general, how he felt to the 6th pick before us. I feel like it's going to be Trey Johnson. And that's as of right now. Because we can get lucky and next year we can get a top 3. I don't know. I don't want to get into that. But let's get into Bleacher Report's thinking as to why they think Alex Sarr is the dude who's going to be the best out of all the young bucks in 3 years. So basically, they're saying if you can look past the unthinkable poor 45% from hit rate from the twos last year, Sarr has a lot to recommend him. After averaging 1.5 blocks per game, it appears the 4th place finisher in the Rookie of the Year voting will impact games defensively. Yeah, no shit. Come on, boy, come on. We know that. The question mark for him is his offense. That's going to be a must for Sarr, whose offense doesn't fit most conventional big man modes. Glass half full. Maybe he can be effective in unconventional ways. You got to be unconventional now. Not just in basketball, in life. Things are going crazy. You got to do unconventional things to survive. And he's going to do it. Look, Sarr can fly in the open floor, seems to have better passing instincts than this is something that I feel like only us Wizards fans know. Dudes from the outside looking in, NBA fans, NBA nerds, they don't really know this about Sarr. He's an underrated passer, and I feel like he's going to be a dude when he hits his prime, which is like, 5-6 years from now. He got a long way to go. I think that's going to be one of his best assets in his offensive game, if not possibly the best. I'll laugh at it, but no, dude, 2.7 assists in 27 minutes per game as a rookie, and might evolve as a dangerous attacker off the paint, off the dribble. Completely agree. This nerd knows basketball. He knows. The 3 ball didn't go in enough last year, but he's confident with it. 5 attempts per game, in 27 minutes per game. He's confident. He doesn't care. He's going to continue jacking him up. That's one thing I like. Anyways, if he develops his strengths, he'll still have plenty of offensive advantages against opposing bigs, possibly enough to offset what looks like some pretty severe interior finishing issues. Yeah, no shit. We know that for sure. So, let's talk about it. Let's chop it up. I like Alex Sarr. I really like Alex. As a matter of fact, I think Alex Sarr, I've said this before, I had to adjust my expectation for him. I came in thinking it's going to be Nick Claxton. Now I'm just like, I don't think it's that far-fetched to say close to Evan Mobley, the De'Aaron Jackson types. I think he has the physical frame, the physical attributes of a unicorn. He has all that going for him. He has the mentality, that work ethic. His competitive nature, because he doesn't show any emotion on the hardwood. I mean, that's not the end all be all for competitive nature, but this man's a freaking statue out there. You know what I mean? But anyways, I definitely think he's competitive. I just don't like offensively. I feel like he's forcing it most of the time. Granted, like I feel like he needs to calm down. Also, he needs a better point guard play, and which is why I feel like, unfortunately, I mean, hopefully Bub lives up to his spot this year. But at the end of the day, like you gotta be straightforward and honest. This is gonna be Bub's real main year playing as the primary point guard. Yeah, obviously he's 20 years old, but he struggled last year getting into the paint. He needs to dissect. He needs to break down the defense, and Bub showed none of that last year. That's why he was a mid-range king or mid-range prince, because he couldn't get to the paint. So if he can't do that, and you're Sarr over here, and you're like, frick, my point guard can't get to the freaking paint and can give me like easy buckets underneath the rim. What the fuck about it's gonna make it hard. I don't know. I feel like right now, like Sarr, his ceiling is not tapped, but he can definitely benefit from better point guard play. And I'm not gonna completely shut down Bub from possibly ever being that. I really like Bub. I'm wishing nothing but the best for him. I think he's very talented. But unfortunately, not fortunately or unfortunately, this is going to be a learning year for those two dudes. We got to be patient with Sarr, man. We got to be patient with Sarr. But anyways, my take is this. Even though freaking Trey Johnson hasn't played a game yet, I'm sorry. I still think he's the dude with the highest ceiling in this freaking roster. Yeah. And the exciting part about it is that, yeah, this year it could be Trey. Like, we can project him in 3 years from now. Oh, yeah, he's going to be the best player in this roster. And without him playing a minute, which I'm going to keep saying, because I think it's absurd to even say that, that I think that he's the best player within the next 3 years. But, I mean, whatever. We can get another dude next year, in next year's draft class, if we get lucky, which I think, chances are, hopefully we are. I don't know. And that dude could supplant Trey Johnson as the guy who's going to be the best player within 3 years. We have, $110 million in cap space next year? Things are looking up. And then we got sneaker dudes. Well, they're probably sleeper dudes who, Keyshawn George, Bilal Coulibaly, Cam Whitmore, Will Riley. I'll throw him in there. I don't care. Bub, the Vooch, dudes who are, slowly creeping up. Dudes who have high potential, but it's going to take them a while. Especially like a guy like Will Riley. We have dudes who can be sleeper picks to even contend. Now, I'm not going to say they're going to be it, to contend. Hey, man, I'm excited. I'm not mad at this pick, honestly, by Bleacher Report. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Let me read the criteria. I'm over here dicking around. Let me read the criteria, because maybe it did say no rookies are set to be in this thing. More than over, the NBA is defined by yeah, we know that. 2 rules will keep things from getting to first, the player has to be on a team right now. That way we don't have to get too deep into the weeds by predicting future trade acquisitions. Oh, yeah. Second, we won't cop out by using the version of he's not on a team yet or TBD. Because where's the fun in that? Wait a second. They chose Ace Bailey, I believe, to be the best player out of the Jazz, which means Trey Johnson is in the criteria. Yep. They chose Ace Bailey. So, yeah, me as a diehard Wizards fan, I would have chose Trey Johnson. And I say that confidently. I'm a huge... We all are. The fuck? With Trey Johnson, man. Anyways, I'm not going to get into too much of Trey Johnson because I made videos about him. I'm going to make more videos about him. This is what Sarr averaged last year. 13 points, 40% from the field, 31% from the three. Like I said, 5.1 attempts per game and 27 minutes per game. Obviously, defensive rebound, I want that to improve. 2.4 assists. It did say 2.7 in the article. 1.5 blocks. Perimeter defense is there. That's what I'm saying. Unicorn ability is there, ladies and gentlemen. It's there. We just got to wait. We got to wait for this unicorn to mature. And thankfully, right now, we're not playing any win games. We have time to wait. But yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all agree with this pick by Bleacher Report? Is there a name to this article? Let's put a name to this pick. It is by Grant Hughes. This article came out 3 days ago. Grant Hughes. Isn't that an actor? Wasn't that an actor like Grant Hughes who got got all the girls in the 90s? There's some actor named Hughes who got all the girls in the 90s. I forgot his name. Like a heartthrob. You know, the 90s had a heartthrob and all that bullshit, but Alex Sarr is not a heartthrob. This man's serious. He gets down to business. And he's going to do the business this year. He's going to break out. I don't think he's going to break out. I think I'm expecting Sarr to show improvements on all facets of his game. But I still would have gone with Trey Johnson. But that's no disrespect to Alex Sarr. I think Sarr is, as of right now, yeah, I think Sarr is second. Yeah, well, Keyshawn is making a run for it. So I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. But yeah, man, if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Till next video. Peace, y'all.